Hey guys, Jamiy. Today, as you can see, we're on Twitter again, mainly because a lot of you guys just won't leave me alone to tell me to check out Randomizer Twitter, so also we are here. But I will say I have been checking them out. I just didn't really think it was video worthy, but seeing how there's quite a lot more information now, I thought, sure, why not, and it'll let people leave me alone, tell me to check out his Twitter. Also, if you don't know who Randomizer is, I'll also leave his Twitter link in the description down below. If you don't know who he is, though, he is one of the scripters for Brick Bronze. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure he's the only scripter for Brick Bronze and also Brick Bronze 2 and pretty much all of the other games that Lando and Randomizer make. So, really, really hard working. I mean, if you looked at all the stuff in Brick Bronze, pretty much was Brad's over here. So, like I said, it's pretty cool. But anyway, also we'll go into his tweets and replies, so if you don't know, you can actually just look out these. I probably won't make any more videos on Randomizer's specific tweets and replies, unless it's something really, really big. I guess there actually is something really, really big in these tweets, which we'll get to that in a second. But anyway, I'm going to go through some of them, okay? There actually is one that I did really want to make a video about, but just kind of thinking how I could word it. But anyway, as you can see, our first one is Loomian Legacy going to have the same map layout as Pokemon Brick Bronze? Also, that is from Chudu. And Brad actually replied, it's a parallel universe, so it'll be similar. This Rory's history is a little different, however. So that means probably that the map's going to be different, the storyline's going to be different. We're not probably going to have the same characters unless it's Jake, obviously. What'll be really, really cool in this game is to have also... I don't think Jake will be our rival. I think we'll get a completely random rival. But then through the story, we might see like Jake somewhere in the background, and then also he might not become a big part of the story until later in the game, where it gets involved like trying to get him back to his own universe potentially into Pokemon Brick Bronze. I mean, Professor Cypress, I don't think I'm pretty sure in Pokemon Brick Bronze, Professor Cypress didn't get transported to the same universe as Jake, but if Professor Cypress gets teleported or transferred to another dimension, there might be some monsters, particularly in that universe, which can let him jump across dimensions. So maybe we might end up seeing Professor Cypress in the late game with that monster being a new legendary for us, sort of thing. Not really too sure how it's going to work, but there's so many different things that they could have it work out as. I mean, for example, in Pokemon Brick Bronze, how Jake and Professor Cypress got teleported to these new dimensions. Jake could have ended up in the Ultra Beast dimension, and that could have been how Ultra Beast got brought into Pokemon Brick Bronze, which would have been cool. Not really sure if that was actually going to happen, but that was an alternative that they could have if they didn't actually have any ideas. But there's so many things how this could turn out. It's going to be really, really cool. But so we know from this tweet that the map will be different, most likely, and the storyline will 100% be different. So like I said, I don't think Jake will be our rival, but we might see Jake in the background until it's necessary for him to be in the story. So next one. Hey, T-Red, what does it take to submit suggestions there? I mean, also, we see all your suggestions like that, but we get someone else from Mr. Mima, which, will there be a way of getting two starter Lumians throughout the game, or will you have to buy them? Also, T-Red, if you didn't know how it worked in Pokemon Brick Bronze, you could also get your starter and you can breed it, and you can also, for 25 Robux, buy another starter on Pokemon Brick Bronze. Pretty much that's going to be the same thing this one. Additional beginners Lumians will be available for purchase as one way to support the developers. The only other way to get them for free will be to wait for breeding to be added and then trade for them. So we know from this tweet that breeding will be in the game, but it won't be on the game upon release, which is fair enough. I mean, it took quite a few updates for it to be released in Brick Bronze. But also, and someone actually made a tweet saying, can we just make an alt to get all of them and just trade them over? And also the way that you can, where you actually have to breed them to get also the offspring, because your first starter that you actually get is actually untradeable, which was the same in Pokemon Brick Bronze. I picked Froakie. My first Froakie was not tradable at all. I had to also you had to have to buy more Froakies to trade them, or you just breed them. Anyway, I think the next one is actually this one's for this one, which we'll be getting to in a second, 'cause that's actually pretty interesting. I think it's this one then. Okay, this is it. This is from Pyronzy. Pyronzes. I really hope that there'll be a rating system for PvP, like there was in Pokemon Brick Bronze. However, this time please have it randomly match you rather than giving the choice of who you battle. Pokemon Brick Bronze's leaderboard had a huge issue with people just farming off of alt accounts and getting to the top. TRM also replied, "We will take this into account. Maybe if Roblox's cross-server API gets implemented and provides the functionality we need, we can create cross-server matchup battles, a Wonder Trade system like GTS, etc." Then Charlie over here replied, "I really hope we'd still be able to battle our friends. Battling strictly through RNG is no fun. It works if you want a random opponent to make it fair on both sides, but I still want to be able to choose who I fight. Also, you'll be able to still fight with anyone, but if you choose your opponent, it will just be for fun and wouldn't affect your spot on the leaderboard," which actually is a really, really interesting fact. I mean, if you look on Pokemon Brick Bronze, there were just a ton of people on the leaderboard that was farmed off of alt accounts. So they would get their alt accounts, give them a really good team, get that account up to like 3,000 ranked, and then just keep battling their main account so they can raise their stats up as well. So really stupid thing to do, really. So it would actually be really, really good, but there is limitations. If this were in the game, it would like I said, how T-Brad said right now, the cross-server API just not exactly what they need right now. So if it were in the game, it would probably only randomly match up with people that are in your same server. So the only way I can really see them making it completely random is if they have PvP servers with 100 people in them, which obviously it might not run very smoothly. If there's 100 people battling at the same time with 50 different battles, that would probably get laggy unless they can sort something out with it. So I'm not really too sure, but pretty much if Roblox's crossover API gets better, I'm saying here that if you request a random battle for your rank, so pretty much you're saying if you want to choose who you battle, your rank and your leaderboard status will not be affected. You don't get anything for winning or losing, it's just for fun. But if you randomly choose someone to battle, you don't get to pick it all, you just press battle, it'll pair with someone. It's pretty much like queuing up in the game of a battle royale game like Fortnite, for example. You just get put into a server with 100 people, or a game with 100 random people that you didn't get to choose. But he was saying that if Roblox's API gets better, you would just press, okay, search for a battle, then someone in another server that is similar rank to you will get paired with you. Also, that's going to be pretty difficult to do, but that would actually be pretty cool to see, to be honest. That would actually be really, really cool if it were possible. I'm not really too sure if it is. Also, we're going to get back to this one in a second. That's like actually the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about, because there's something pretty cool about that, which we're not really too sure about it yet, though. I'm pretty sure actually it might be most of it. What's this one? Oh, is there going to be a randomizer mode like Brick Bronze or not? There probably will be a randomizer mode, but not at the very beginning of it. I mean, T-Red says here, it doesn't make sense to make one until we complete the first generation of Lumians and have a large variety for you to encounter randomly. Also, if randomizers brought out the instant the game is released, there's only be like there's going to be like a very limited amount of monsters. I actually don't know how many there actually are in the first update, but it's kind of different. Also in Pokemon Brick Bronze, they could have probably had a randomizer mode at the very beginning because they already have all the Pokemon made, and they just had to transfer them over to the Brick Bronze. In this game, though, they don't actually have every single monster made. Most likely, they're gonna have a certain amount in the first release, and they're probably gonna make new monsters for like every few updates. So that's what I'm seeing here. And there, what's this one then? Will we be getting shiny Lumians right away, or will they have to be implemented in a later update? T-Brad actually says here right away. So when the game's out, I'll be definitely shiny hunting those monsters. Not actually too sure if they are going to be called shinies or not, but we'll see. What else is there actually? Pretty sure there's a little few more. What's this one? Okay, so here's this one then. Will we have to pay for IV and EVs? So if you don't know, in Pokemon Brick Bronze, you had like your stat circle thing, but you actually didn't see the exact numbers of your IVs and EVs. And this person's asking if we actually have to pay for them. Also, in a previous tweet, T-Red-M did say that all game passes that we bought in Pokemon Brick Bronze will be transferred over to Loomian Legacy. So also one of those game passes was to have the EV and IV checker, which I think you paid like 50 Robux for, which isn't too much, but to some people it might be. But T-Red-M's pretty much saying here, unfortunately, because we actually do have a game pass and we've said that everyone will be transferred over, it's going to be game pass only again. But like I said, it shouldn't really be too much. So there's that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's actually mostly it. I don't think there's too much more. Actually, there's this one. INW. In Lumian Legacy, will we have Pokemon, or should I say Lumian battles? Will it look similar to the battles in Pokemon Brick Bronze? T-Red-M also just gotta be the usual T-Red-M. No, a little bit better. Which, like I said, this game is going to be Pokemon Brick Bronze on steroids. That's like the simplest I can put it out. And also the last thing I wanted to check out in this video, which was mainly the thing I wanted to do, is this tweet. Which I think the guy that actually, well, I mean, it was meant to be a reply, but there's just no reply, so I don't know if the first guy just deleted the tweet. Not really too sure, but we can see here, I'll meet you halfway. So I'm guessing someone's asking, hey, do we know what the stats are and how many stats there are? Do we know the IVs and EVs? So apparently the tweets are just gone, so we actually do have an image low. So as you can tell from this, something very interesting. We have our health. We have 2 attacks and 2 defenses. Also, one of the attacks is fist, and one of them is like an arrow. So also, your fist one's probably going to be your melee, and your attack and defense are probably going to be your... these ones are probably going to be your special attack and special defense, and also physical defense over here, and speed and health. And that was it in Pokemon. But now we have an energy class. Now, energy, it could have been a special attack. I mean, also in Monsters of E3, for example, they actually changed, I'm pretty sure, their special attack to energy. And then their special defense was changed to resistance, I believe. But also with this, we have 1 extra stat. So, as you can see, I'm not really too sure what the stars are for, to be honest. They could be something to do with contests. I'm not really too sure, unless it just means that it's maxed out. I actually have absolutely no idea what the stars mean, to be honest, or any idea what they could mean. Also, let me know in the comments down below. But does this mean also we have 1 extra stat? Obviously, if it was at the bottom, I could see it being like a stamina thing. Oh, well, I guess it could be a stamina thing, but I feel like it would all be within the speeds. So I think how it's going to work is also we have health, we have attack, we have defense, we have special attack, we have special defense, and we have our speeds. Not really too sure if they're going to change the names from physical attack and special attack. It looks like they might, because they don't have SP in front of the special attack, so they might be called something else in this game. But some people have actually been saying that the energy is going to be exactly what it says, an energy, a mana. So maybe, for example, certain things that you have to do in the games or in battles will cost your energy or your mana. So this is probably going to be something to do with that. Not really too sure how it's going to work yet, obviously, because we haven't seen anything to do with it yet. But that's something to keep in mind. So maybe we might not be able to. We might not see people spamming Earthquake, for example. There might be a cost for using a move or something like that. It could be anything really. We're not really too sure. So not really too sure. So take it with a light of salt, really, about what anyone says, because we haven't seen anything yet. So pretty much like I said, it's going to be really, really cool to see this. And also in response to requests for players to have known Looms in your stacks values without having to pay for the full information in Game Pass. So I'm not really too sure what that means, but whatever. But it does mean as well that because we have these, he didn't show us the specific numbers of EVs and IVs. So does that mean 31 IVs is going to be our maximum? They could be more, they could be less. They could get rid of IVs, but it looks like they aren't getting rid of them. And EVs, 252 EV is going to be a maximum for one of the stats, and is the grand total of all of the stats going to equal to 510. We don't know if they're going to be increased, decreased, left the same. We don't really know anything. We do mainly know that they're wanting to separate themselves from Pokemon as much as possible. So we could potentially see them changing the numbers around, so 31 IVs might not be the maximum for IVs. 510 or 252 in one stat might not be the exact EV equivalent. They might increase or decrease that. Also, breeding is going to be a little bit different. Is energy going to have IVs and EVs now? If so, that means it's going to be even more difficult to breed, more or less, because also in Pokemon Big Bronze, we finally got the item that every breeder and every competitive battler was been wanting. The IV pass down. I actually forget what it's called at this moment in time. But pretty much in Pokemon Big Bronze, if you don't know how it works, you would always pass down 3, I think. I'm pretty sure it's 3. You'd always pass down 3 IVs from either of the parents. There was actually an item in Pokemon Big Bronze and in all the other Pokemon games. If you gave one of these items to one of the specific parents, then 5 of the IVs would be crossed down. So if you had if one of your Pokemon in, let's just say Greninja, 2 Greninjas, one of them had 31 health, 31 attack, 31 defense, and your other one had 31 special attack and 31 special defense. If you gave one of them the item, they could potentially pass down all of those 31 IVs down to their offspring. Also, it might not be all the time, because also there was another stat, let's just say speed, we didn't say that one, that might have been 0. It might get passing down 0 speed, but eventually you get where you get all 31s, and then the speed one would be randomized, so that could also roll a 31. In this game, though, there's not just 6 stats to pass down now, there's 7, so it's going to probably be more of a pain in the butt to breed, but I don't know, we might not even see an item to pass down IVs. So I'm hoping that we do, because that would make how life's a lot easier for our competitive battling scenes, but we'll see. But anyway, I will leave it off there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments down below what you think about the energy stat. Do you think it's going to be a mana? Do you think it's going to be something else? I mean, we don't really know anything yet. I mean, energy could be for a form of, like, healing moves. Like, if you use rest a certain amount of times, you might get penalized for it. We're not really too sure yet what it means at all, so let me know in the comments down below what you think about energy or anything else that I said in this video. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and like always, I'll see you guys next time.